Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tub Talks. In today's episode, I want to give you 5 tips to build your self-awareness. In my last Tub Talks video, I shared some tips to living your best life, some healthy habits that will help you live your best life. And practicing mindfulness was one of them. And mindfulness and self-awareness really go hand in hand because mindfulness is being present, being aware of the present moment. And so I figured I would come back on here and give you guys some tips for how to actually build that awareness. You know, how do we practice mindfulness? How do we get in the habit of being mindful? So I'm going to share some tips that have helped me build my mindfulness practice and my own self-awareness, and hopefully they help you guys. Okay, so one way I have built my mindfulness is through meditation. And this is something I do every day. It helps me come back to my center. It helps me to release thoughts that are cluttering my mind and find peace and stillness and calm and be in the present moment where I'm just looking for peace and calm and quiet. And so I encourage you to implement a meditation practice. I started with guided meditations and now I have sort of transitioned into silent meditations or even just a little bit of soothing background music. Another way that I've built my self-awareness and that could help you is reading personal development books. I love to dig into personal development books because they have a way of really calling you out on your shit. You know, they point out the things that you may not have thought about that you are going through or experiencing, or the way your thought process works. And it's just a way to really acknowledge parts of yourself that you have neglected or you have chosen not to acknowledge. So I really encourage you to read a personal development book. I can drop the link to a few of my favorite ones in the description below if you want a place to start. But I encourage you to do that kind of reading because it's going to expose you to thoughts and ideas you didn't even know were out there, or you didn't even know that you yourself were thinking, limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. So in order to be more aware, more self-aware, we have to kind of know what it is that we're looking for. So when you learn what your limiting beliefs are, you're able to call them out in the moment when they're trying to scare you away from fulfilling your goals and your dreams. So I encourage you to find a personal development book, dig into it, just one. You don't have to read them all the time, but find something to dig into that's really going to help you learn more about yourself. Another tip is journaling. I feel like we hear about journaling so often, like, oh, you should journal in the morning, journal at night, like write down all the things you want. And this is all great. But I think journaling is underrated when it comes to becoming self-aware and practicing mindfulness, because it's often, thought of as this thing that we just like put thoughts to paper and move on. But it really can be a practice that helps you learn about patterns in your thinking, about patterns in your behavior, about patterns maybe during different kinds of events or experiences in your life. So the more that you get in the habit of journaling every day, the more you are learning about yourself, and the more you're giving yourself the opportunity to look back at these journals and find patterns in your behaviors, in your thinking, find, limiting beliefs that show up over and over again, find events or experiences that cause you some type of emotion over and over again. And this helps you to know what you need to address in your life. So I really encourage you to journal as much as possible, put pen to paper, let the stream of consciousness just flow through your pen, and then make sure you look back, take a look back and see what you've written about, what continues to show up. And you're really going to start learning more about yourself, and you're going to be more aware of yourself and your behavior. One of my favorite ways to build self-awareness has been exercising. I really exercise more for my mental health than anything else. And there is something about pushing your body to its limits that exposes thoughts and limiting beliefs that you hold of yourself and exposes weaknesses that you are ready to let go of. And so I encourage you to find a workout that works for you, that you enjoy, anything that pushes you a little bit, because it's in those moments where you feel maybe too sore to do one more glute bridge, or you are sweating and out of breath and don't know how you're going to finish that last 5 minutes of cardio, that you learn about your own inner strength, your own inner will, your own power to control the outcome of your life. Because you push yourself through. If you set a goal for yourself, you're pushing yourself through in a workout. And it's just a way to really, really empower yourself and get to know yourself on a deeper level, and to push yourself past the things that normally would hold you back. So it's a way that I have learned a lot about myself in those moments when I'm ready to give up halfway through a workout and I have to talk to myself and tell myself, like, Kat, you can do this. You can push through this workout. You can get it done, because anything that you set your mind to, you can do. And if you can get this workout done, you can get anything else that you set your mind to done. And in those conversations, I am really, really aware of what has been holding me back in the past, or what my limits are, and what I think my limits are, and what my limits actually are. So I want to encourage you to find something that you find enjoyable, that pushes your physical body, and it's really going to help you build that self-awareness. And the last tip I want to offer you to build your self-awareness is to do routine body scans. So anytime you're feeling flooded with emotion, with fear or anxiousness, or a lack of confidence, or just anger or frustration, or whatever the emotion is, when you feel really flooded, take a second and scan your body from head to toe. Go through one body part at a time and just notice the sensations. Don't try to change anything, just notice. How do you feel? So for example, if it's anger that you're feeling, go head to toe and notice, like, does my head hurt? Do my cheeks feel flushed and hot? Is my jaw clenched? Are my shoulders tight? Are my hips tight? Are my feet shaking? Like, just take notice of how your body is feeling. Same with, let's say it's confidence that you're lacking. You're about to go into a meeting where you have to run the meeting and you're feeling a little lack of confidence. Take notice of how you are carrying your body. Are your shoulders like slumped forward? Are you looking down? Are your eyes looking down? Are you feeling a little flushed, like nervous and rosy? Are your cheeks rosy? Just take notice in how your body feels during moments where you are really flooded. And doing these body scans will help you find, those ways that things manifest in your body, so that in the future you are more aware of how your body carries and manifests certain emotions, so that when you feel that, sometimes we feel it in our body before we even know that we're feeling something. So maybe the next time you notice that your shoulders are slumped forward, you notice that is a sign that you must be feeling not so confident about something. And it'll encourage you to push your shoulders back and show up with confidence. So just having that awareness of our physiological body is really life-changing for how you move and carry yourself throughout your day-to-day life. So I want to encourage you to do those body scans. It doesn't always have to be when you're really flooded with an emotion. I just find that when we are flooded with emotion is when our body reacts in the strongest, when we notice the most difference in our physiology. And so it's good to take notice of that so that we can address those issues later on when we notice it in our physical body before we even think about how we're feeling about something. So I hope these tips serve you moving forward in building your own self-awareness and your own mindfulness practices. If you want more tips like these, make sure you follow me on TikTok at It's Kat Torres and on Instagram at I Love Sundays Club, where I share a lot of tips on mindset, personal development, and self-care. I look forward to connecting with you there. Thanks so much for watching.